Good evening, everyone. We are Luna, and we provide accurate diagnosis and effective treatment of menstrual health conditions, starting with PCOS. So menstrual health conditions are extremely difficult to manage, particularly PCOS. In the PCOS space, diagnostics is completely broken. Half the people that have the condition don't even know they have it, and it takes people an average of 7 years to actually figure out that they've got the condition. And then on the treatment side, that's pretty ineffective as well. There's virtually no personalized advice out there for self-management, and if there is, it's super difficult to find. And specialists or GPs are completely disconnected from the patient's day-to-day between follow-ups. Ultimately, there's too many inputs and outputs to this complex condition to make it something that someone can manage on their own in a simple way. Until now. So introducing Luna. We use ML to help patients understand their menstrual health on the prediction and diagnostic side, and then we use LLMs to help them get effective treatment.
So how does it work? Basically, onboarding is a very, very important part of this. And as you can see, we've got a bit of onboarding here. And we've made it very, very easy with GPT to have free text data inputs that can be read. And we actually have a very accurate 70% diagnosis, or predicting the likelihood of you actually having that condition just by filling in the onboarding. And then if you can click next, please. And now, if you pair that with actual data, from a doctor and further medical reports, you can actually, just with the app alone, still get a diagnosis of 93% accuracy, and then go on to then pursue treatment itself. So one thing to note is that this is also just the general cycle tracker. So all that data that goes in, it really helps to create a more holistic view of the patient, along with the ML. And then this chatbot here is one input as such. With GPT, you actually have the ability to chat to something that is actually real, that actually responds to you, that actually understands your language, and gives you proper treatment, alternatives.
So we differentiate ourselves from existing players out there by targeting a chronic condition that actually has no cure, whereas competitors target point-in-time issues or less severe conditions. We also differentiate through the data we use, obviously using unstructured and structured data and the use of LLMs, and that allows us to provide accurate diagnosis, whereas no competitors or similar apps can even provide diagnosis or prediction. And obviously our treatment's highly differentiated with LLMs and the connection to specialized support for self-management. We're using a premium subscription model. In the free tier, the use of the LLM is capped, and then in the paid tier, you get unlimited access and connection to a specialist for text-based consultations. Ultimately, we want to expand beyond PCOS and become a leader in female health by expanding to related conditions and other comorbidities in the space, and ultimately be a game changer for female health.
Guys, let's give them a round of applause.
Hi, good morning, or good evening, everyone. I'd like to start with a story. Imagine Wall Street John over here. One day, John sees a risk-free stock investment that will rack in billions. John decided to put his portfolio in the seemingly risk-free investment. But then something unexpectedly happens. He invests in SVB. Within hours, John is on the streets. John's story is not unique. Many traders like John around the world make heavy losses with a single wrong investment, even the most risk-free investments. Now I'll pass on to the real John over here.
Enter StockPriceDelta, the latest innovation in AI and ChatGPT technologies to empower businesses to track and analyze their sentiment in the market. By building on the latest developments in AI innovation, we are reducing unpredictability, enabling businesses to better predict how sensitive a specific trade is to price fluctuations, volatility, and news/media-driven sentiment. As illustrated in the story, there is a clear gap in the market and demand for increasingly objective analysis tools to predict trends and future price movements of companies based on market sentiment. Since market conditions are constantly changing, a better means of determining a stock's intrinsic and extrinsic value is needed. Furthermore, a recent paper published has even supported the notion that ChatGPT can be leveraged to better forecast future stock price movements, being able to factor in news, media, and Twitter posts to gauge sentiment and eliminate human biases. In tackling this key issue, which was also highlighted by Prism Global Group, Our solution combines two novel techniques: news sentiment analysis and time series forecasting. We can investigate macro trends in the data, and knowledge base means exponentially better analysis. Predicting future price movements with real-time news and sentiment analysis, we project that this could lead to unprecedentedly accurate RMSE scores. The tech details. This is a technical overview of the product, which was previously outlined in our technical demo and pre-pitch checks. And as you can see here, there's a diagram outlining the technical approach to engineering the innovative solution, which can be viewed in more detail after the presentation. A brief about our company overview. For monetization, we'll begin with a free trial during a beta release and then pivot to a paid two-tiered subscription package, Lite and Premium. These price points are still TBC. Our anticipated revenue streams include campaigns and promotions, which we anticipate will generate about 15% of total revenue stream. As with all startups, we'll also be seeking VC and angel investment during the early stages. And the final composition would be 45% broken between one-off use cases and our subscription service with returning users. This is the market size here. We've got the anticipated, I guess, serviceable.
That is time. Let's give them a round of applause, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. Welcome. We're the CodeCrushers, and we're going to show you our platform, Call For Me. Now, who here has struggled to make a reservation with several phone calls, back and forth, constantly trying to get that reservation in? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So you guys know that making phone calls is very time-consuming. And currently, what you have to do is go down your preference list, call each and every single venue, and then see if it's successful. If it's not, you got to do that again and again. Our solution is to make the calls for you. Our platform will get your preferences through an intelligent conversation. Afterwards, it's actually going to make every single individual call behind the scenes. Now, what that's going to do is save you both mental capacity and time. Afterwards, that's going to report back to you whether it's made a successful reservation, whether it's been slightly modified, or maybe it needs a bit of user input. Now, under the hood, we've got GPT 3.5 running these intelligent conversations. Now, that's between both the user and the app, as well as the app and the venues. Now, if you can't think of where you want to go, we can make recommendations for you and give you ideas with the Google Places API, whether you want to select a location or you just want to use your current location. And of course, to actually make the calls, we're going to use the Vonage API to directly call the venue and the user. Now, our revenue strategy is threefold. Firstly, we're able to make booking commissions off of every single successful booking on our platform. That's going to be paid out by the venues. Furthermore, we're going to follow a subscription-based model. That means our long-term users are going to help generate us sustained revenue. And furthermore, if any venues want to put themselves up higher on our recommendations list, they're free to give us a bit of an advertising fee just for that little bump. Our go-to-market strategy is going to be focused on being local and exclusive. That means we're going to start off with a waitlist that's going to be invite-only, just to generate a bit of public interest. We're going to actually go to these local businesses and individuals and actually generate or actually gauge the ideas that they want and how they want to give us some input onto our platform. And of course, in order to make sure that everyone gets to try out this awesome platform, we're going to start off with a freemium subscription model or business model so everyone can actually play around with it. Now, we don't have enough time to show a demo right now, but if you guys want to see what we recorded earlier, please check out this QR code. Probably don't want to watch it right now because we've got presentations, but judges, if you want to see it live, you know what to do.
Hey everyone, today we want to talk about Sensor, which is our smart cost of living assistant. It's our way to help keep inflation out of your shopping trolley. Next slide. So last week I was shopping in a supermarket and I saw someone buy instant noodles and their card bounced. They were super sad, super embarrassed, and that really touched me. And I thought, damn, people are really struggling right now. So the average Australian household has an increase within 1 year of $1,500 just for necessities. So people struggle to put food on the table. And we're here to help with that. Next slide. So what we created is a tool that uses AI to power personalized shopping experiences, maximizes value and convenience. We tested with a couple of people using the Kano method. So it turns out that our price monitoring, analysis, and savings tracker is actually the most important for people. Intelligent meal planning is very attractive to people, so it's probably our unique selling point. And personalized recommendations to shop efficiently must-be features for people. We thought optimized routes and distance costs are also important, but people are indifferent, so we're going to park that. Next slide. So for now, the tool uses Coles and Woolies only, but the way we use web scraping with the help of AI, we can expand it easily to others. So we use ChatGPT to analyze HTML. We create to pull accurate product information, and we can do all this without the tool actually knowing how the website is made up. So that's really cool. We also have a heavily prompted chatbot that with context recognition. So that enables you to get the text type feeling that we all love from ChatGPT. So imagine how easy it is. You can say, I've got eczema, fridge, I've got some cheese, I want to make sandwiches. You type in what you have, and then you're able to use Sensor to get recipes to actually make these ingredients into a meal and find a way to buy them cheaply and around your house within the shortest distance, or you start from scratch. Next slide. So in terms of the business model, we think it's power to the people. Our mission is important, so we don't want to have capitalism or ads kind of come and erode our mission. So we're free to use, open source, not for profit. We get retailers to pay to be on our site, and we give them unique insights that they don't have in return. But we're also exploring ideas to expand that into data-driven partnerships with government. So the market size for this, the hardest hit people, 9 million older people, 1 million single Aussies, and 4.6 million Generation Z. Next slide. So how do we reach them? Targeted social media campaigns.
That is time. Let's give a round of applause, guys. 2, 1, you're on.
Hi, we are FinLyte, and we're going to help you achieve your goals on your financial security journey. The problem that we're solving is accumulating debt. Can everyone here put up their hand if you have a student debt? Can you put your hand up, put your hands down? Can you put your hand up if you have a credit card debt? Just one person, that's awesome. Okay, so we're looking at two cohorts today, debt owners and wealth builders. So we're going to focus on debt owners, who are mostly the people in this room that put their hand up that they have a student debt. So there are about $74 billion in student debt in Australia. And Angela, who I'm going to use as a case study, is one of 3 million young people in Australia, or 3 million people in Australia that have accrued this debt and need to pay it off. Next slide. Angela needs to pay off her uni debt. Her parents are not in a financial position to help her. She cannot afford the $2,000 to $7,000 a year to pay for a financial planner. She's looking for her first job, and she really wants to bed down savings to get a mortgage in the first instance. Next slide. Our addressable market is basically anyone over the age of 18 that can accrue debt. But we're actually going to focus on the bottom rung, which is 5 million Australians who cannot afford to spend money on a financial planner, yet do have some level of debt. This is our AI-powered chatbot, and it's going to be your co-pilot to help you make financial decisions every single day at any stage of your journey. So whether you're a student with student debt, whether you have credit card debt, or whether you're someone a bit older like me that's looking at retirement planning, this chatbot is going to be your friend. And the best thing of all, it speaks all the languages of our world, which is very well reflected in this country of Australia. Next slide. We have a business-to-consumer model, which will be free to anyone that needs to have a better budget planning tool. And we're going to have a business-to-business model, which we're going to pitch as subscription to universities and financial planners. Then finally, a white label for banks and financial institutions. Our partners are many, and they include everyone here on this slide. I think the important thing is if you can think of Angela, before she gets her first job, she'll probably be able to access some Centrelink payments, and that's really important for her to know. Once she does get her first job, then she's going to need to understand what concessions and discounts or, value she might be able to get.
Guys, let's give it up.
Hi everyone, we HolonMinds. This is my partners. I just want to introduce with a quote from Dr. Seuss. He says, the more that you read, the more things you will know, the more that you learn, the more places you go. And that's our company wants to revolutionize children's book, empowering parents to be able to customize their book to help them to have books that around their child interest, but also at the same time to be able to help to teach some vital lessons such as friendship, honesty, perseverance, kindness. The problem, as you know, the parents, maybe not all of you, but it's a very pressing, always running after time. They also lose confidence in today's children's book. At the same time, you got your children, they're very distracted. There is so many distractions at home, especially when the parents work from home. And our company, we provide an app that's going to help them to create a personalized storybook around their children's interest, because each children is unique. The benefit, you can imagine how the parents and the child is going to bond, and how much the children is going to see a parent as a storyteller, and it's going to help to grow. Regarding the tech details, we have a web application written in JavaScript. We host it in AWS, and we're using ChatGPT to generate the story, and DALL-E model to generate images accordingly to the story. So our business model at the moment, what we're thinking of, is B2B and B2C. Obviously B2C to parents, and B2B get in touch with preschool and schools. The market value of the market size, think about 2.6 billions just in the US market, and probably it's going to reach over 10 billions in 2025. So our go-to-market, we're very focused on the development at the moment. We will reach school and preschool after the 3 months, and based on that, we have a product review a few months later, and we can ready to go to market. And the go-to-market, we're also thinking to have different persona. We got teachers, children, parents, children, and also additional maybe teacher as a persona. Checking the time. And this is what we build in just less 24 hours. So we already have a JavaScript application that works, that generates automatically the story, images, based on your child interest, and based on the topic the parent requested. Thank you, everyone.
Thrive AI is your content co-pilot. We all live in a world of overwhelming information overwhelm. Who here has felt overwhelmed by content? That's everyone. It's getting exponentially more overwhelming, and with AI, it's about to explode. Our brains can't evolve fast enough to keep up. The existing solutions are we listen at double speed, we skim and skip, algorithms push their priorities at us, we're trying and failing to outrun the creators. In the attention economy, we work for them. Thrive AI summarizes the content that you follow and trust into a library of information that you can chat with. We've got a red pill, blue pill situation. You got a choice. You serve the content algorithm gods with your attention, or you make content serve your intentions. So Thrive AI summarizes the content that you follow and trust into a library of information that you can chat with to find the answers that you're looking for exactly when you need them. You curate the people you trust. It summarizes, you chat with it, you declutter your content life.
So how does it work? It connects to your existing kind of content base. So whether it's Substack, YouTube, let's just assume for this use case that Joe Rogan's just released a new episode and it goes into Thrive AI, summarizes it, pulls out the key points and presents them to you, and you can then decide whether you want to actually engage with that full video. So we create both audio and text bite-sized summaries. And then also there's the optionality to be able to chat and interrogate that data or knowledge base, which I'll show you just now. Next slide, please. So we actually use the DSAi, the resources on the Discord for this kind of example. So if you didn't watch any of the videos or didn't read any of the articles, you can go in here. We'll have a QR code at the end and actually ask questions about that knowledge base. Next slide, please. As you can see here, we've used nootropics as the example, and it's actually synthesized the information. It shows you the answer that you want right away and provides also where it got that information from. Next slide, please.
Yeah, so the business model is a mixture of B2B and B2C. So the B2C is a freemium model. You get access to one content platform, so YouTube or Spotify or whatever you choose, and the subscription will give you multi-platform. There's a tokens element to it as well. B2B, we're going to license smart spaces to business, educational providers, cities, public services, partner with those festivals, and that's how we're going to roll it out. The future of content is intention. We need a revolution how we relate to content. In future, we'll add other platforms like Slack, Twitter.
Good evening, everyone. We are from InfoView, and our motto is access first. We are addressing the large segment of our community, general population, as well as people with disabilities. The product we are marketing is the information booths that are currently you see all around the places and organizations. Our aim is to marry software and hardware together to provide you an information booth that will consolidate access to information as well as helping people with disabilities. The technology that we are applying relies heavily on AI, and there's hardware solutions to a lot of the devices that we are incorporating into such information booths. This is a key slide that's what the assistive technologies that we are relying on to incorporate into this assistive information booths. We'll address visual disabilities of people, mobility impairments, psychological disabilities, hearing impairments, and so forth. The business model that we have is we build prototypes of such information kiosks to demonstrate to target customers as well as investors. Government organizations and private investors would be most interested, and our pricing strategy is we'll probably place a figure of approximately $10,000 for each information booth. How big is the market? We think it's huge. There's a lot of legislative requirements for governments to introduce or incorporate DDA requirements under the Act. So government institutions, we can see hundreds of such kiosks being introduced. Can we go back to the last slide? Okay. But we can demonstrate, build and install such prototypes at all the various locations. Our app revolutionizes information management, ensuring equal opportunity for everyone, especially those with disabilities.
Right, let's give a big round of applause.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Who got stuck watching an online tutorial? Woo! What if you could ask the tutorial creator a question? Right now, I'm learning how to cook. And I've got a question for Gordon. It's working.
Lobsters are larger, meatier, and they lack the claws which you normally find on a Boston lobster.
Query is a browser extension which will operate from the transcript of the video you're playing. You can stop the video at any time and put a question into Query, and it will find answers within the video, all on the web. In addition, if you don't know what to ask, there are pre-existing prompts like, explain the last 10 seconds, give me a summary. Our primary market will be tertiary institutions who are losing more than $800 billion annually due to students dropping out. Current online learning platforms are not delivering the experiences they want. Query enables questions to be answered in real time to drive engagement and learning completion. Our 3 revenue streams are, for institutions, analytics on why and where students disengage. For learning platforms, earning commission by connecting learners with resources. And for advertisers, providing a targeted audience. We plan to enter the market as a free platform to maximize growth, initially on YouTube. This will be followed by a sales model focused on partnerships, and then data insights to large organizations to drive growth. We already have a rich global library of existing content. It's time to take all of it to the next level. Let's make more immersive learning for everyone.
Cool. So we've been really blown away by all the awesome ideas that have been put out there at this hackathon that are using innovative large language models, generative AI, and all the creative things that we can build on top of that. ModelMate, which is our company, is here to actually solve a problem that each and every single one of your companies is going to be facing. So I hope you're paying attention. That problem is pretty straightforward. It's the question of, how do you know if your AI model, the system that you're deploying, actually works in the real world? One thing that we do know is that if you have a traditional software system and you give it to users, they're going to find a way to break it. And that theory holds the same way for AI-driven systems. But it's actually worse because it's much harder to know when your machine learning model is giving a bad output to your users. That's where ModelMate comes in. We help you identify problem prompts, problem user experiences, list them out so you can actually see exactly what's going wrong with your system so that you can actually fix them and build a good product. How do we do that? Well, we have an SDK that integrates into your software platform so that we can track your user experiences, model outputs, model performances, so that we can leverage that, use a bunch of different metrics in order to identify where your system is going wrong, provide real insights into exactly what your model is doing. I don't have time to go into the exact details of what those metrics are, but if we have time at the QA, if we get to go to the QA, I'd love to go through those. One thing that I do want to highlight, one metric that we do use, which is relevant to this because we're doing GPT, is we can actually use GPT to identify whether your model is doing something correctly or not. Because at the end of the day, it's much easier to figure out if the solution to your problem is actually correct or not than it is to generate that solution in the first place. So you can actually use another model to just be like, hey, is your model correct or not? But I want to emphasize, this isn't the only metric that we use. We have a lot of non-AI driven solutions so that we can provide a holistic view of exactly how you can improve your product. And you guys are exactly the target market, the go-to-market people that we want to focus on. The innovators, the entrepreneurs, the early stage startups that don't have access to the large MLOps teams that you need to actually realize how to fix and how to go from your MVP to a real product. Just to throw some really cool numbers out there, there are more than 3,000 AI companies that raised over $52 billion in 2022. The market size for MLOps, which is the space that we're in, is already $1 billion in 2022. It's going to grow to over $20 billion by the next 10 years. So there's a massive opportunity here for the early movers like ourselves to really corner this space. ModelMate makes good AI products possible. If you're making an AI product, you're going to need ModelMate. Thank you.
We are MindBridge, and we are here to lighten the load for public servants. MindBridge is an AI tool that automates paperwork for public servants. Our mission is to save 2 hours per day for every public servant. Our community services are suffering. Just 3% of Australian community services are currently meeting their demand. And this has decreased from 19% in 2020, which is also not such a great statistic, but now it's down at 3%. Also, Australian workers are the most burnt out in the world, with 54% of Australian community service reporters reporting burnout. A lot of this is down to paperwork. For every 2 hours spent face-to-face with the client, social workers can spend up to 2 hours filling out forms. This is a problem worth solving. It's unavoidable, urgent, and underserved. The form filling is time-consuming, overwhelmed workers make mistakes, and there's less time to deliver the support. MindBridge helps public servants focus on what matters and to help better serve their communities. This reduces workload, minimises errors, and also saves time and money. Our first release targets public servants who generate documents based on live interviews. This can be anyone from social and welfare professionals to mental health professionals, doctors, nurses, police officers, teachers, lawyers, and auditors. MindBridge will be delivered via a native app, and it will be allowed to create custom-loaded forms by the user, who can then also write up pre-questions. This will be then powered by speech-to-text, which will essentially help form autofill powered by Azure Speech Services, and it will also allow them to track their progress as they're essentially moving down the form. It'll give them prompts to help them make sure that all of their bits of their forms are being populated. Along the way, there'll be reference checks. So when they're reviewing their form, they'll be able to go back to the snippet of voice to make sure that it was accurately captured. Finally, they'll be able to export it to PDF or CSV. Before MindBridge, a public servant would have to sit down for an hour, interview the interviewee, and also then go back and put 2 hours of work in to populate the forms. After MindBridge, they'll be able to sit down, open up their app, and essentially record and populate their forms as they're going. Our revenue model is an enterprise SaaS model. At $15 a month per seat, there'll be approximately 2.4 million public servants in Australia that can be served. This represents 432 million per annum, and we plan to capture 30%, which results in about 130 million in revenue.
In an age where we're the most digitally connected we've ever been, why is it that we feel so disconnected? In fact, 1/4 of Aussies suffer from chronic loneliness, with this rate increasing to 51% for young people. This isn't just a feeling, it has real ramifications. It increases your risk of death by 26%, which is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And it results in $60 billion in annual economic value lost. I want to ask the audience, raise your hands for those who would want to be more connected to others and their community. Yeah. Keep your hands raised for those who would want the process of finding out what to do and where to eat to be more seamless. Yeah, well, you're not alone. So do many others. And that's why we built Central, the companion that gives you immediate access to the wider community and its experiences tailored just for you. An experience marketplace. This is how it works. This is Jan. He's relocated from Atlanta to Sydney. Currently, he spends 2 hours every week finding events and places on Broadsheet, Reddit, and Google to attend on a Friday night. With Central, simply by asking what to do on a Friday night, Jan will now have personalized recommendations instantly based on his interests, which he can also re-ask if he would like another range of experiences, which Central will become better and better at recommending over time. Once you're set on the experience, simply click into it to get descriptions, reviews, pricing, location, and to complete your booking. Now, if Jan is looking to find other people, perhaps a tribe or another person to go to an event with,
our platform can also match you with other people you are likely to get along with, alongside offering discounts to these events due to the partner networks we have built out. All of what Jan used to take 2 hours to do, completed in less than 5 minutes using Central. And we're still going. With Central, you can also create events in an instant, create shareable place lists, plan your day, and book transportation. Now, to use this service, it will be free, but if you would like some added services such as better match quality or more range of experiences, you can pay $5 a month. Now, the best part is that building this product is quite cost effective due to our organic focus early on. So our call to action is threefold. Firstly, we'd like to invite everyone here to our first event from our first client that we recently onboarded using the first QR code. Secondly, if you would like to use this product, please sign up for the Central waitlist for early access. And thirdly, we're seeking investment of top 3 prize money and partnerships to support launch. And please connect with me on LinkedIn so that we can discuss next steps. Let's redefine connection in society. Thank you.
Promptify, the Canva of prompts where individuals can create, manage, and discover prompts. One of the core problems that we see with most users that face with AI chatbots is in creating a prompt that provides AI with enough context to behave in a specific way that solves for a particular need. Promptify looks to solve this by creating an all-in-one platform for users to create, manage, share, and discover prompts. Promptify tackles this problem by creating a platform where individuals and organizations can build prompts with our powerful yet user-friendly interfaces, as well as manage their prompts once they are built. To foster collaboration, we believe that the platform also helps to foster collaboration. We believe that some of the best ideas are created when people have a space to work together, and to discover prompts that other people have created on our platform. Our target market is really focused on 2 core user groups: the individuals that want to have access to a variety of pre-made prompts, as well as having an easy use interface to build their own prompts from scratch off an existing prompt. For small businesses and freelancers who may look for a low-cost solution to discover existing prompts built by other users or to build their own. This is a quick slide to show the kind of projected market size in 2025. Now, in terms of our pricing and revenue model, we have a freemium plan, which is our first type of user that don't have to pay anything to help us drive growth. Our second is users on a subscription-based model on a platform to unlock additional benefits beyond what they can get in the free plan. And the third is licensing and partnerships, whereby Promptify can help advertise their AI chatbot products and provide them with premium prompts and resources. And additionally, they can pay for additional content and feature on our platform. Our go-to-market strategy is really based on the freemium model to increase brand awareness and to drive traffic. Secondly, to drive sort of online and collaboration by encouraging users to share the design on social media. And thirdly, through partnerships and integration to leverage the existing networks. In terms of our roadmap to launch, in the first 3 months, we aim to sort of reach out to content creators and influencers in the AI space. In 6 months' time, we hope to drive adoption of the platform by partnering with startups and small businesses. In a year's time, we hope that we can sort of partner with community events and promote social and public relations.
And that's time. Give it up for them, guys. 2, 1.
Can I just have a show of hands of anyone who's heard about the NDIS? Yeah. And who here knows someone who lives with a disability? Yeah, awesome. Look, my name is Alia and I work in the disability sector, and every day I hear from clients struggling to access the NDIS for funding. In particular, I've spoken to a client named James, recently diagnosed with autism, 51 years old, and lives with chronic depression. It's been affecting his relationship with his family and has completely isolated him from his friends. During this time, he has no idea how to access the NDIS. The information out there is scattered, and he doesn't know what support services are out there. Unfortunately, this is the experience for 4.4 million Australians who live with a disability. And those that are approved for an NDIS plan is only 12%. And it happens again and again. So we are NDIS Ability, and what we do is help people that live with disabilities better access the NDIS plan. How we do that is we consolidate and Consolidate and...
So the application process is very lengthy and complicated. Now, our app will aggregate information from the website, contextualize it, make it easy to use for everybody. Just tell them your condition. I will analyze your situation, give a recommended relevant funding that's potentially available to you, help you to prepare all the documents you need for the application to funding. And we'll recommend the organizations and doctors that can help you to obtain those documents. We'll also format a structured application to improve your success rate of the application. What if you're not eligible? That's not a problem at all, because we will recommend relevant services that is reachable to you and affordable to you. That's alternative to the NDSI funding. So our chatbot is clean, easy to use, helpful, and sometimes funny. We made our app freely available to people who just want to find out general information about NDIS. We charge the applicants by application purchase. We'll give you 50% back if your application didn't go ahead. For the thousands of providers and the IS across the country, we're licensing our application. Now we aim to reach more than 10,000 users next year. In 2 years, when the applications are mature, we will want to apply this technology to other parts of our lives, healthcare, immigration, Centrelink, etc. Our goal is very simple. It's to use artificial intelligence to help all the Australians, every single Australian living with disability, to get the funding and support they deserve. Thank you.
Hello, we are Simple Store, and we're here to make describing your products a whole lot better. Our problem is that product descriptions can be a bit too complicated. They take a lot of time to write, not very well optimized for conversions. Low-quality descriptions could mislead your buyers. So our solution is to simplify user input. We just gather the necessary input information about the product, like you see on the image on the left. We limit the amount of free-form text to reduce the friction. We have categories so you can select the right product name. We also have a simple output with information that is presented in very simple to optimize copy and paste. We have 2 versions for the same product that are provided as an option for A/B testing, and results are stored for future access. Our project is made using Next.js for front-end and back-end, MongoDB to store requests and results, Azure OpenAI, and Google and Discord authentication. Our business model offers different levels of features through a subscription model. 3 different tiers of services choose from: Free, which is limited products, Basic, which is unlimited products, and Pro, which has 5 revisions per product. Our go-to-market is search engine marketing and social media marketing. Overall, we plan to help users have an easier, better, and quicker way to generate product descriptions, and hope that we can see our descriptions in your next product. Thank you.
All right, hello everybody, and hello sharks. Our company is called Spectrals, okay? So what we're doing is we're bridging the gap between AI and finance. All right, oh, whoop, I went too fast. Okay, hold on. So, I'm giving you guys a challenge here, right? You have to tell me whether I should invest in BHP from this. You can't do it. It's too hard. Every single day, there's 500 million tweets, 2.5 million articles, and 100 ASX announcements. Way too many sources, way too much data. But this is where we come in. Okay, Spectral, this is what we do. Check this out. We take in multiple data sources, feed it through an algorithm, and then feed that through a state-of-the-art AI engine. And then we get user-friendly recommendations out of that for investors. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go through the architecture. So what we do is we scrape ASX for like announcements and like the company for annual reports. We take tweets from the Twitter API and then use articles from like the Financial Review. We feed that through an OpenAI engine hosted in Azure, and then feed that through the machine learning model, which gives us a prediction on which way the stock price is moving, up or down. After that, we go through Webflow dashboards where investors can access their research, the like different like users and all the sort of information you get from that. Okay, this is a little demo we did in Blazon just to like do a proof of concept. We put an annual report through their PDF reader, and then we got an interpreted data that we used into our model to get a recommendation. This is sort of what the dashboard looks like. You can see you can track your investments in real time, and then these are the sort of documents that you get out of it. And so you can see all the different analysis that really supports equity researchers. Okay, so this is the business model. We're a B2B subscription. We empower equity researchers by giving them the ability to interact with our API, and then we reduce your R&D costs while increasing your bottom line. And that's how we make money. But I mean, Prism, if you want to acquire us after this presentation, that also works. But what's next? Okay, so this is what we're planning on doing. We're trying to expand our model. We're trying to bring in more data sources, clean that data. We're trying to use work with expert machine learning engineers to really develop our model further, and then finally get a really good result of what way the price is going. We've got an expert team. We've got 3 data scientists and a designer and a machine learning engineer, and we're really ready to take this on. So join us on this rocket ship to the moon. I'm telling you, we're spectral and we'll be moving at the speed of light. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm the team leader for SymphonAI. So the problem we want to kind of solve is repetitive music on streaming. So I use Spotify personally. When I listen to music, I find myself listening to the same 10 songs in a certain genre every single time I want to listen to that type of genre. And we think AI can power that and actually give you new music recommendations or even just better ones. So this is our product, SymphonAI. With SymphonAI, your music experience is no longer limited to repetitive suggestions. We're going to leverage the power of AI to create tailored playlists that resonate with your emotions and preferences. SymphonAI takes your music history into account when creating playlists. So we actually take your data and we use that in various different ways to actually output playlists to you. So some features that we came up with are Explore mode, hybrid prompts, and integrations. So Explore mode, with Explore mode you open the doors to new artists, genres, and musical horizons you may have never encountered before. So what we actually do here is SymphonAI uses your listening history to suggest music outside your bubble. So it uses your data and tries to suggest things that are outside of what you've already listened to. Hybrid prompts, so that's like taking you from one idea to the next. So our advanced AI idea technology analyzes your mood, understands your preferences, and crafts personalized music experience that perfectly match each moment of your day. So you could set a mood like, I'm feeling a bit calm at the moment, I want to have like a chill playlist, and over an hour I want to ramp up into a party. You can do that with a hybrid prompt. Integrations. So gone are the days of manually searching for the right music to accompany your daily routines. So that looks like in the morning, it plays a calm playlist to get you started. It knows you're working out, so it plays a workout playlist. It understands you better from sources like weather, wearables, and more. You can integrate into like a watch. Allows you to embed SymphonAI into your favorite day-to-day apps, such as Notion and your calendar. Currently, we're using ChatGPT, Spotify. We wrote it in React and Node, and we're deployed on AWS at the moment. We want to build our own LLM, which will be tailored and trained for music discovery and SymphonAI style. So that looks like no longer utilizing ChatGPT, but using our own model that we've trained to understand our features and developing feature sets with that model. The personal usage, our market's personal usage in B2B solutions. So we want to have a freemium model that is for everybody to use, and then we want to have licensing, partner integrations where we build stuff, and SaaS where you can actually call to the API endpoint. So the launch looks like a freemium platform. We want to have tech and music journalists talk about it. We want to have TikTok and Meta ads that you can look at, look nice, and show off the features. We want to talk about it on Reddit. We want to get some community feedback on product time. Thank you very much. I encourage you to try it out. It's actually on AWS right now, and then you can get some music recommendations.
Hi, we're DSAi AI. Imagine this is your experience. Can I get you to please close your eyes and shut your ears for 3 seconds? This is the reality of just under 100,000 Australian individuals. For those, 1 in 3 avoid common situations in their day-to-day due to their disability. Therefore, this highlights that in our current market, there are existing solutions that only provide one-way communication through interpretation of things like Google Translate, and that's not sufficient to assist in their daily interactions. That's where we come in. DSAi AI is an interactive AI companion to assist these individuals with their daily situations. Imagine myself as someone who is visually and audio impaired. Going into a restaurant, I want to look at the menu. I pull out my phone and scan the menu. From this, ChatGPT is able to interpret that menu and give me back information through Morse code. So let's say I'm a vegetarian and I would like to ask the menu, what are the vegetarian options? I put that question through Morse code, and therefore Chat is able to interpret and understand what options are out there and give that back to me through Morse code as well. Our solution is a two-way contextual conversation that the user is able to leverage to make the user experience better in the real world. In the future, we hope to have dedicated hardware devices such as glasses with camera functionality to able to make it more seamless and produce using integrated hardware such as a Braille device for a wider user uptake for those who can understand Braille. Currently, in the market, or globally, 1 billion individuals are suffering from visual and hearing impairments. And of that, in society, small and medium enterprises, 62% of those have no considerations for these such individuals. This gives us an opportunity to break into the medical devices industry, which is a $432 billion market. Our current business model consists of 2 stages. A first stage consisting of a 1 to 5 year plan where we want to implement our software in existing hardware through a $50 subscription, month subscription model and subsidized by NDIS. In our future plan, we want to implement these specific hardwares, such as that Braille output device, to be able to meet the user's needs on a specific use case and charge $1,000 per device, and also being subsidized by NDIS. So let's think broadly. We want to be able to have individuals with such disabilities of hearing and visual impairments be able to experience the world like if there was a hole in the ground.
Let's give it up for Sesame.
Hi everyone. We are at Muscl AI develop cutting-edge AI software that delivers sentiment analysis tools for investing. The challenge is how to predict the market. Now, investing and trading for profit is the goal of every investor. I'm guessing everyone owns a share and understands that, what that feels like. So using ChatGPT to analyze market sentiment, we have developed a working predictor of future price prediction. I think anyone in the investment world knows how rare that is. The solution is that our model is a machine learning model that converts sentiment for stocks like BHP to predict future price movement. The software scrapes data from sources such as Twitter to analyze sentiment. This is the differentiator from all of the other sort of signals and out there and approaches to stock analysis. The Muscl predictor uses LLMs to express that sentiment as a simple, actionable buy-sell signal. We went through the technical details before, and so we don't have time to go into it again. But essentially, we train a classifier module to create an output price for the next, or an output signal of up and down. Very simple. The value proposition is that by leveraging ChatGPT, we provide investors with valuable insights that put them ahead of the market. ChatGPT also delivers faster and more cost-effective sentiment analysis, resulting in productivity gains. And this is specific for those sentiment analysis providers that already cater to this market. So there's a cost saving there for that type of client. Our business model is offering an institutional offer and a retail. So our enterprise level subscription enables embedment in their own products, such as trading platforms. And our retail offer starts with a freemium to a limited set of stocks and filters, and then full access to the app via a subscription model. Our go-to-market is promoting via socials, especially something like Twitter, where you've got the whole FinTwit crowd, trading forums, press releases for financial media. And in conclusion, our Muscl predictor brings to market a novel use of ChatGPT for stock market sentiment analysis. Our strategy going forward is to add data sources.
Let's give it up for the final
and come and see us.
That's it, folks. So one big round of applause again for everyone's presented. Basically all of you. Okay. What is going to happen now is, and don't rush to it yet, I know some of you guys probably already have, but there's going to be food. Our judges are going to be judging. Ray is getting you guys food, so don't worry, right? We have set aside stuff, but go get food and we'll get it to the judging and we'll call you back. So go ahead. Thank you so much. You all deserve it. Judges.